Abeokuta is the capital city of Ogun State, southwest of Nigeria. It is situated on the east bank of the Ogun River, near a group of rocky outcrops in a wooded savanna. Abeokuta is noted for many firsts in Nigeria. A pedestrian bridge is also called a footbridge. At other times, a pedestrian bridge may be referred to as a pedestrian overpass or pedestrian overcrossing. Whatever you choose to call it, a pedestrian bridge is a bridge designed solely to provide a safe mode of passage for road users who move by walking with their foot.
Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè. Abẹ́rẹ́ àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe ń gbà yẹn bó ṣe wá lálòpẹ́ kọrin kése. Bó ṣe jẹ́ pé igi ni tó.
In most cases, a pedestrian bridge by its design often adds value to the environment where it is constructed and located. In fact, some pedestrian bridges in the world today have commanded great tourist values and still continue to serve as tourist attractions.
Oniyanrin axis of Abeokuta, we have this ancient pedestrian bridge that has been in existence for a very long time.
My research on pedestrian bridges around the world led me to discover that pedestrian bridges actually predated other types of bridges that we know in the world today. Open television can therefore tell you for a fact that the first set of bridges ever built by humans were actually pedestrian bridges. Yes, you heard me. The first bridges ever built by mankind were pedestrian bridges, and they were actually made of wood. Stone and concrete bridges came much later.
Ìyá wa. Ẹ dákun bo ni bíbá yìí ló já sí. Ìta Òṣìlẹ̀ ń lọ báyìí. A ti tó gbà wọ́n tẹ́ ti ń gba orí bíríìjì. Ó ti pẹ́.
The Oniyanrin area of Abeokuta off Agbeloba parades an ancient pedestrian bridge in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. I personally recall walking through this pedestrian bridge with my late father in 1996 when I gained admission to study mass communication at Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Abeokuta. If my memory serves me right, I recall there was some kind of crisis in town back then. Upon arrival at the Taoshin area of Abeokuta, there was no way we could gain entrance into Abeokuta city. So, we joined other road users, pedestrians who crossed the pedestrian bridge. This particular pedestrian bridge gave us access to Abeokuta city, and I can tell you for a fact, it definitely contributed to my ability to claim my tertiary education admission that year. How nostalgic. When the former governor of Ogun State, Senator Abeokuta, built and commissioned the pedestrian bridges at Shokori and Pansheka areas of Abeokuta during his tenure, many people, including the internet, came to the conclusion that those pedestrian bridges were indeed the first pedestrian bridges in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the excitement that followed the commissioning of the Pansheke Octopus Pedestrian Bridge, believed to be the longest pedestrian bridge in Nigeria as well as in the entire sub-Saharan Africa, is remarkable. Vloggers, bloggers, and tourist enthusiasts from different parts of the country came online with different videos showing their work through what some have described as the Bridge of Confusion, Maze Bridge, Octopus Bridge, Spider Bridge, and so on. What many people, however, failed to acknowledge or realize is that This wooden railway pedestrian bridge at the Oniyanrin village axis of Agbeloba, located at the tail end of Quarry Road, Abeokuta, Ogun State, has been in existence since the colonial era in the late 1890s, when the first railway was constructed in Nigeria from the Edo area of Lagos State to Abeokuta, Ogun State. For the records, this railway pedestrian bridge was most probably constructed over some 100 years ago, yet its relics still finds utility for people today. Interesting. Isn't it amazing that many colonial infrastructures are still in use by people today, whereas some public infrastructures built during recent political dispensations are already subject to infrastructural decay and subsequent misuse, disuse, and abuse? Contrary to popular notions and data made available online, therefore, it can be said that neither the once air-conditioned canopy pedestrian bridge at Shokore area nor the octopus pedestrian bridge at Pansheke Abeokuta are indeed the first set of pedestrian bridges in Abeokuta, Ogun State. More importantly, Open Television pays a visit to the Shokore pedestrian bridge and the Pansheke pedestrian bridge, which were both constructed less than 10 years ago.
Torí pé àwọn ìjọba wọn ń gbìyànjú. Wọ́n bá dẹ̀ ti gbìyànjú agbára tiwọn, àwọn aráàlú náà gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kíni ká gba àgbárùjọ kájọ pawọ́pọ̀ ká máa tún nǹkan yẹn ṣe.
This multi-million naira Pansheke pedestrian bridge, which was a great attraction since it was commissioned with installation of lights that made it accessible even at night, is now in a state of partial rooflessness, as the roof materials have mostly fallen off, probably as a result of wear and tear and outright vandalization. Lights fixed into the top of the canopy pedestrian bridges have been vandalized and removed, while some portions of the bridge have become home to youngsters. Open defecation has also taken over some parts of this pedestrian bridge, built with millions of taxpayers' money. The story is slightly different at the Shokore Bridge, where the modern roads over the pedestrian bridge are still intact. The Shokore Bridge obviously looks stronger and better maintained, but less used by pedestrians.
Olóúnjẹ tó wà ní agbègbè yìí náà ṣàmójútó ẹni tó ń ṣe bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú náà ń ṣe àmójútó lẹ́yìn pé tèmi bá ti lọ ilé tán tán bá wà níbà yìí àwọn náà máa lé gbogbo
àtàwọn tí ilé ìgbé wọn tó yí
báyìí tó yí ká ọjà tó ń ṣe àmójútó ẹ̀ kì í ṣe fún bóyá mi nìkan o.
Governance is a continuum. Public infrastructures like these pedestrian bridges are often built with taxpayers' money, and at other times with loans obtained from international bodies. The maintenance of these infrastructures, therefore, is our collective responsibility. Open Television hereby calls on Ogun State government to do the needful by visiting the relics of this old wooden pedestrian bridge at Abule Oniyanrin, Agbeloba area of Abeokuta, to declare it as an historic monument and effect necessary maintenance actions on it for the safety of pedestrians who ply this route to Itaoshin, especially at this time of increased cost of transportation occasioned by fuel subsidy removal, necessitating many commuters to trek some reasonable distance to cut costs.
Hey, how you doing? What's good? It's your boy Advantage, and I want to tell you to keep watching OTV.